All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chuck was shipshape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of 8 in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll take a great deal for you.
iPads and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show.
All right. We're back. We're live. The fine print is out of the way. It is time to roll with the show. Man. Oh. Laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, dreams of silver and gold, and maybe even a few other things from time to time. That's all I can say. I mean, if the studio cam was working tonight, I look like a drenched rat covered in sawdust. So we'll jump right into it and get Chuck in here, and he's more photogenic anyway. So we'll get him in too. How's it going, Chuck?
Pretty good, Josh. I don't know about photogenic, but here we are. Boy, we got a crew in the house tonight, too. Man, we got Bordner in, and Alan. How you doing, buddy? Ian. What's up, fellas? And the Bills.
Yeah.
And Mike Lockement's been having tooth problems, it looks like. Don't let him drill too deep. So Suki's in the house. Got a full crew coming on.
Wow. Yeah, don't let him drill too deep there, Mike. Them tooth problems are never any fun.
No. Or he just told me to get a pair of pliers for $1 at Harbor Freight, $1.99. He can pull his own tooth. Oh boy. Yeah, Alan, that's good to hear you doing good, buddy. Drill, baby, drill, RH says. Ooh.
Ah, yeah. Which, we did finally get the rain. It,
Oh,
yeah, it hasn't really done a whole lot though. The ground is still, uh, it wants more. Uh, which Ohio Relic Hunter, he posted up last night. He's like, rain, rain, finally. Oh, wait a minute. That means I have to mow.
yep. And mow again.
Yeah, good possibility. Good possibility.
All right.
But
He's still out of water the tomatoes.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. We have gotten rain the past 2 days off and on, and never at a convenient time. I try to go outside and get stuff done, and then it decides to start again.
Nope. Well, we got here. The first one was 2 1/10, 2 inches and 1/10. Then we got a little more and it pushed it up. Then we got 3/4 of an inch. Today it wasn't only supposed to maybe sprinkle. It poured about 45 minutes. We got 3/4 of an inch in under 45 minutes.
So basically, you guys have gotten over 3 inches.
Yeah.
In a matter of a couple of days.
Yeah, we had good rain. And it pretty much absorbed it. It wasn't the one was kind of torrential. The rest of the time it just rained steady and soaked it all in.
Soaking rain.
Yeah.
But that's it though. It absorbs it and the ground is still dry.
Yeah. Ian says they've had, I think, 30 inches in 10 days. Oh,
come on now. Whoa.
Yeah. Well, get out the kayak and head out to your favorite detecting spot, I guess.
Right, yeah. Anybody need to buy an Excalibur?
Yeah. I'm special.
If you got that much. Ooh. Yeah, wow. I don't know. I mean, 30, the equinoxes, they're good. They're good 15, 16 feet deep. The manticores, they're good for that. The legends, the fours, the simplexes, yeah.
Emery's reporting they got 2.5 inches of LaSalle, but they said they could use more. We had a pretty good dry spell. It got pretty hot and dry for a while, and actually just before this, they said we were a couple inches down on the normal, and that's been taken care of here.
Well, I'm pretty sure Ian has it in excess because he did say 30 inches, although yeah, that just kind of hit me. For his geographic area, that doesn't surprise me. They're catching the outer bands of the hurricane.
Yeah. Hopefully it had some place to roll off to.
Yeah, because that's kind of the thing. A lot of people that in that rain, it's got nowhere to go, and they're starting to flood.
Okay. Jason's asking, is there any news on the Vortex release? No.
Yeah, Garrett's been pretty tight-lipped about that.
Yeah, well, give them credit. They got the teasers out there, and they've been using them all over the world, but they're still working bugs out from what else.
Yeah.
And that's why they do this.
And that's why they do it the way that they do. And this is one of the reasons why you don't see a lot of manufacturers holding to a hard release date anymore.
Mm-mm.
I mean, Garrett kind of went away with it, I think, when the AT Max was delayed. And that was delayed because of last minute changes. Nokta went away with it when the Legend release was delayed. Because for whatever reason, people just absolutely beat Delec up over that. So I understand entirely why she's not going to give a firm release date on a machine anymore. I don't blame her. And I think Garrett, after seeing, what happened with the AT Max, and all of these manufacturers, they watch one another anyway. And after seeing what happened with Nokta and the Legend, Garrett's going, well, we're not going down that path again.
That's right. They don't want to have egg on their face. They want that machine going out good.
Right. And we've seen in the past where some manufacturers, to hold to that firm release date,
Right,
release it knowing that they have issues, and myself, delay it. I don't care. I want it released, but I want it released right and ready to perform in the field. I'm willing to wait a little bit if that's what I get in return as an end user customer.
right. So let's have it ready to go. And as we progress through the season here, if my thought on it would be very late fall, almost a Christmas promo. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say you're probably fairly accurate there. I mean,
It's just
because
again,
look at the time of year that we're in. I mean, we're halfway through August. So the earliest we can hope for probably is a fall release. But if we don't get a fall release, I fully expect to see it drop in time for the holiday shopping season.
Yep. So like Shannon and Phil can't wait till their Goodfield gets picked, and they had a little problem where they got the detecting boot at a permission. That was good to go. That's too bad.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that hurts. I've had that happen.
It's unfortunate, especially if it had been a productive location, you've hunted it before, you like going back to it, or it's conveniently close, something like that. It always sucks, but all we can do is move on. There's lots of ground out there to cover.
Yeah, just move on, and hopefully your next door opens up and it's better.
Yeah.
You can
Time spent crying over spilt milk is time lost making the next nice find.
Yep. And
but I get it.
It's tough.
Yeah, it can be very disappointing and discouraging.
Yes, it can.
And you never know. Like you said, maybe the next door opens and you find out that permission is even better than you would have guessed.
I could see him letting Shannon out, Phil, but I don't know. Even if you had your phone, he posted up, lucky they let us have our phones in the county jail.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Yes. Moving right along. Anyway, nope, I got everything tuned up, and I got out and buried some of my England finds and just testing it with
good. Take it.
The Manticore and the 900 and what the numbers run. I've got silver. I've got a 3 Guinea Gold I'm testing on it, and kind of fell into the level figured it would.
Right. Now with the Manicore, because obviously that's one of the machines you're taking to England. Are you going with the stock, the 15, or the 8?
I'm taking the stock in an 8, and on the 900 a stock and a 6, because there's some areas that are kind of, they seem to veer away from them. Then you go over it and you're closer to roadways and that, and it's full of junk.
Right,
So,
it gets trashy.
thinking about it a little bit, I know a couple of those trash spots that we may be near again. I may try to wander them with a small coil.
Well, and realistically, if you're able to take all that, it makes sense to take a machine with a smaller coil just because of the sheer amount of time of occupation over there. I mean, the history is in layers, and that unfortunately also
Excuse me.
in layers, and it could be very handy to be able to get in there, work up amongst in the trash, and pick those good targets out.
Right. And you'll see a lot of different machines over there. The Deus was designed to hunt Europe, and it's good at picking up bottle caps, bubble gum.
It is good at what it does over there.
You don't find gold good, right, Alan? Anyway, he's the one. Sorry, Chuck. Use the Deus, best machine over there. Yeah, you may be right on that, but no, I found gold with my Equinox over there, and silver and Roman and everything. It seems to do pretty good, but those little cut quarter cut coins and that, those Deuses, they sniff them out. They really do.
Yes, they do. And that's actually part of the reason why it makes the little bits of aluminum and everything else over here stateside.
Yep.
But all kidding aside, the Deus is a good machine.
Deus is a hot item over there. There's no doubt about it. And
yeah.
Those thin hammereds, I found Jetons, but I didn't find a full hammered. And that's something I kind of hope to get into while I'm over there this year. And, Shannon, I don't know who Rizzo's going with. I don't see him on the list. I don't know if he's going with Mindy, Ron. I know he's not going with us with Tim. So,
well, either way, and folks have that to look forward to, that they can see another England trip video on the History Digger.
Oh, I'm sure. So
he always does such a good job with those too.
Oh yeah, he's good with his work on the video. Yeah. So that'd be interesting. And there's others that take trips over there, but I don't know which one he's on.
Right.
There you go. Dennis, you may be right. He may be going over with Butch Holcomb.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's possible.
Yep.
And I did see that Ron had posted the other day that, getting close to time to go.
Yes, sir.
Getting close to time to go. And with Alan in there, another thing that it's getting close to time to go is DigFest. I'm not sure Maybe Alan can give us an update in the chat. I don't know if they have any tickets left for Dig Fest or not.
Last I knew, what they say, 3 were available.
Yeah, the last I heard it was 3.
That'd be good.
So it sounds like things are going very well as far as reaching the capacity that they were hoping for.
Yeah. So,
but I would be curious to know if they do have any tickets left.
Alan says there's a few spots left.
Okay. Well, in that case, no guarantees, but maybe we can kind of get those last couple of spots filled Wednesday, because Wednesday we're talking about Dig Fest again.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
Only we're talking about it from a different perspective. We're talking about it from one of the YouTubers that will be in attendance there, representative for XP in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have Meryl Kazanjian on from Metal Detecting NYC to kind of discuss what he's looking forward to about Dig Fest.
Cool.
And, maybe some of his detecting adventures and things like that. I mean, he does have a large following on YouTube. And it has been a while since Meryl's been on the show. I can remember back when the show was still over on Spreaker, there were a couple of people that thought maybe I had a dislike for Meryl, and they kept leaving comments that were getting deleted. And I just thought, do you not listen to her music? Can you not hear that Meryl actually did one of the bumpers for the show? I don't have any issue with Meryl, but yeah, we're finally going to have him back on the show because wanted to make sure and get him on sometime before Dig Fest, because that gives us a chance to mention Dig Fest again, keep it fresh in people's minds, let people know one of the personalities that will be in attendance for those who may like to go up and shake his hand or get to meet him or something like that. So it kind of checked all boxes, and Meryl's always been more than willing to come on to the show.
Right.
So we've got him scheduled for Wednesday.
There you go. Hey, we've got some more of the crew. Bob, how you doing? Barb's in the house. Frankie Juarez, Kevin Barkley.
Good.
They're rolling in. They all just getting done. Well, Frank just got done with a whole bunch of wine.
Hopefully making it, not drinking it.
It's a little green yet.
Ah.
Yep, it won't be done until December.
Oh, okay.
Drink that now, and it's never mind.
Yeah, not a good idea.
So, hey, Kevin, you trying to watch who? Packers preseason? We're better than that. Now, when preseason hockey gets around, then I'm starting to watch things.
Right?
Right.
Hey, and also for Kevin, still getting feedback on the episode that him and Clay sat down with us.
Yeah.
People really enjoyed that episode.
Well, I know somebody's getting a manicure real quick, like maybe tomorrow, just to keep up, I think.
Oh?
They've got that special running on the manicure right now.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you get a free 8 and a free 15-inch.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that is a phenomenal deal.
it is a deal. It is a
Maybe,
deal. Hang on for the next one because it's going to be good too. Around 1st of September, we'll be announcing that one.
maybe Emery ought to think about pulling the trigger.
Maybe. I think he maybe did.
Oh, okay. Well, smart man. Smart man.
Yep. And we got to get him on the show. He wants to get on the show with us.
Yeah, that's right. He did send me a friend's request the other day. And I did mean to send him a message, but things have been so upside down here lately. Like, here's a good example. I'm trying to get Merrill scheduled for the show, and he wants to do a Wednesday. And he tells me, he says, "How about this Wednesday?" Great, that works fine. Wednesday the 14th it is. And he sends me a message. He's like, don't you mean the 21st? The 14th has already been and gone. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. The 21st. So things have just been all mixed up for me. But I will be sending Emery a message, and we can get him scheduled to do a show too. And like you said, when we had Kevin and Clay on, maybe we get to hear the other side of the stories.
Yep. And I see that Dennis got out with him hunting today somewhere. Dennis got a silver dime trifecta. Rosie, Merck, and Barbers.
Way to go, Dennis. Good job.
So good deal.
Yeah.
And Barb says she needs a new detector, but she has to wait to hit the lottery. She wants to buy 5.
5 detectors?
Yeah.
Well, nobody wants just one.
No.
I mean, proper tool for the proper task, and some machines do better than others in certain environments. So sometimes it's good to have more than one.
That's right.
And it's always nice to have
it's really nice to have more than one when you take a trip like up to Alaska.
Or England.
To have a backup.
Or Aruba.
Yeah. So, curious, what change Frank had mentioned this week with detective companies? I have no idea. So,
no clue. No clue.
Anyway, if you got a backup detector, you're taking a trip like that, make plans to pack one extra along.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, Bob Holy Cross. You got to have a detector for each coil. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, then I'm falling behind. Because I hate to say it, but I think I've got more coils than machines.
There you go. You better get caught up.
Well, maybe I need to thin down the wheelhouse a little bit. Get rid of a Deus, maybe an Amphibio.
Okay. Jason Weir just asked me a question. What was the best detector overall in your recent outing up there? Was it the Manticore?
Oh, in Alaska?
Yeah. One, the Manticore. I'm just going by what guys were using across the board. And the Equinox series, I think, got most of the gold, except Tim got a big piece with a Manticore.
So he's referring to the best overall for the group, not the best overall for you.
Not for me. The 800, Alan's right, did the best. It was Equinox 800. The 900 was snuffing it out some. The little Goldbuster that Alan Humphers was running, he got a lot of small gold with it. I'm talking, he got a lot, and it adds up. So, but
oh yeah, sure it does.
800 have a good gold system in it, but the Manicore got Tim was, I believe, using his Manicore on that one.
Well, and that was a nice sized nugget. And people have to remember too, the previous Alaska trip, that big horse choker nugget was found with an 800.
800.
It's an 800 in park mode, if I remember right.
Yep. So
they were doing very well, not even in prospecting mode.
Yep. I'm hoping to hit a gold coin up in England. You never know.
Maybe a couple of staters, maybe a horde. Wouldn't that be nice?
You never say no.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Or you never know.
Yep. So Alan, he had both an 800 and a Manicore with him, I believe, and I don't know which one he was using exactly, but the 800 does well. The 900 did well. I was almost all that I found was with the 900, and they did well.
Yeah, they all did well. I think I recall hearing that the Mine Labs did better than the Deus. Just saying.
Yes.
The dark side wins again.
Yeah. Up there, yeah. Hands down. The 2300 has found me more gold than any other machine I've ever used up there, but I've been using the Equinoxes and that. If I walk across that field with that 2300 on and those guys are nearby, I'll kill them. It'll just whack those machines out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And hoping next year with all the new property they picked up, they can get in and do some serious detecting on that then.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting kind of excited for next year's trip already, knowing with having the new acquisition of sites, it'll be interesting. Maybe you guys can pull some really nice nuggets out.
We can only hope.
I mean, not that you guys haven't in the past.
Yeah. And, and it was quoted again to us that when we show up, gold's found. Big gold. Now, others find good gold, too. They had a couple guys up there working a site with a couple 7,000 that got some nice pieces ahead of us. But, and I was told by a couple of their people that one's a detexpert that we get back there, won't be anything on the road. I've hunted those roads. They got to remember miles of those roads. And you got to have a machine and the knowledge how to separate it out of the trash that's in there, too. And there's gold on those roads. There always will be.
And it don't matter what they do, they're never going to get it all.
That's right. We're talking 135, 40 years of them building roads out of old tailings. Maybe 145 now. And no, Shannon, nobody had an Axiom this trip.
Yeah. Nope, that was last trip.
Right. So.
Which, I mean, hey, credit where credit's due. The Axiom really didn't do all that bad.
No, it didn't. That's good. The Axiom has been gaining momentum in the U.S. for the gold hunters, especially on the West Coast. And It's a good machine. It's proven itself. It's proven
And that having it along on that Alaska trip went a long way to helping to prove itself and gain some popularity points with the users.
Yeah, it proved itself. And I tell other companies that want to break into the gold fields on the West Coast and throughout the United States. And I said, number one, you got to get out there and find it. Number two, you got to promote it as that. And
yeah, exactly. And I mean, let's face it, especially when it comes to gold machines. Usually they can have a pretty salty price tag. And at that point, you could say we're all from Missouri because we're going, if it's so good, show me.
Right.
I want to see what it can find. If it can produce,
right,
I'm on board.
Right. So, and I told them the only way you're going to get it is get a couple of your experts that do all the videos and send their butt up with me and get them in the field and prove it.
Yep. We'll get them into the area. It's there to be found. They still got to get their coil over it, though. They got to put in the time and find it.
Exactly. But the 800 is very good. The 900 was proving itself. The Manticore got a few pieces, so they all work. And but the 800 has found some of the best amount, size.
Yeah, especially with the last trip.
Mm-hmm. So,
but even at that, this trip, they still stood very well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anyway, getting back, I was testing the Manticore and the 900 on gold coin, English gold. In around 34, 36, it was hitting, and that's about the size of a US $5 gold piece. And it may have a little, what is it? It's 900 gold. It's a little different, but it brings up at 7 inches like it's at 2 inches. It hits it pretty hard.
The 3436 was on the Manticore?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. The 900 is different. That's the whole thing about having two different machines with you, and then you switch from one to the other. You got to kick in. But up there, if it's solid, repeatable, I dig it all anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you're basically, well, you've been over there a few times now, but for some
newbie to it, I mean, this be the third time, and
right,
it's just dig it all. Don't get.
For some people, it could be kind of a once in a lifetime trip, potentially.
Right.
So they want to make sure to dig every repeatable signal because you don't
want to leave anything behind.
You can hunt stateside and think you have all the skill set that you need to hunt overseas, but the target VDI is completely different.
That's right. So it's going to be put her in field mode and go.
Yeah. And dig every repeatable signal and
yep.
Even if it's a piece of trash, you get that piece of, and I've heard about this. You have too, from other people that have hunted in England. You get that piece of trash out of the way. Next thing you know, there's a good target.
And
well, where did that come from?
Speaking of the 800, it's still going strong. My lab has not dropped it. The 600 is no longer available.
Well, I can understand.
There's still, that was a heck of a machine, still is. If you don't have one, you want one, we can fix you up because they're going on a sale here shortly also.
Yep. But you didn't hear that here.
No, but it's coming. ORH says I have to stick my pinky out when I'm digging trash. Oh, goodness.
I can see it now. Chuck's going to find a torque and he'll stick his pinky out for that food.
As I'm stirring a drink.
Right?
Gotta have some fun with it.
Oh, yeah. That photo was classic. That's one of
I
the
had to come across that the other day. I got a little short video of me stirring that drink and putting my pinky out. And Ron Granado here, what are you doing? I said, I told him, me and the old Celt that lost this are having a drink together. He's loving it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when you think about missed opportunities, I mean, how often are you going to have the opportunity to get a photo like that?
Right.
And I mean, hey, come on.
May never did it again, but it was fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it hurt the drink any. It's not going to hurt the item any. It was gold. And that's just a killer sense of humor to use a swizzle stick that is valued at that price.
Yeah. I'll never get to have that opportunity again because I think it's laying in a museum somewhere.
Yeah. Speaking of England, Ill Digger's in the house. Welcome to Tim.
Yeah, Tim's in the house. How you doing, buddy? So,
yeah. And you know, I was just thinking about Tim the other day, and I would think that shouldn't it be about any time he may have some word back on his ingot that he found? Or maybe he already has.
You got me. I know on my stuff it was a year.
Right.
So.
And now, with you heading back to England, I mean, you already got your finds from the last time, correct?
Oh, yeah, they shipped them.
Okay, so you're not picking them up when you return.
Nope, I've had them for a while. In fact, I actually sat down today and took the scope, 3 pences, and I don't know what all I had, and I put them in containers and put them away. I actually did that early this morning.
Hey, good rainy day project.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. You ought to put all of those into a little display case, maybe a little description underneath each one, like the time frame and all of that.
Tim Rushing, he's made, I have no idea. He's like I am with Alaska. He goes to England spring and fall. He takes tours now. He's got a nice book, everything each year with the past, and then everything displayed and put it real nice and neat. He's got his what gold that he's found that they allowed him to bring back because there's 1 or 2 pieces. One was a posy ring, morning ring. They kept it, and they kept something else.
Oh, wow. Nice. Even at that, though, the items that are kept, once they go into a museum, I'm sure he could get someone to snap a photo of it on display.
He's been going back. One's in a museum in London. He's went and visited it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
I mean, I suppose if I was in his shoes, I'd do the same thing because it would be nice to be able to walk into a museum, see that piece on display, know that you recovered that piece.
That's the hard part of going to England is if you do find something like that, it's up for grabs at a certain point. And it's hard for me to say you can have it, but they got to have it. And then if they decide they want it, they're going to ask you, do you want to donate it? And everybody tells them no. So they sell it to the museum. The museum makes an offer, and they say yeah, and you say yeah. And
in front of the board of it.
Farmer, which is a good thing, but I'm used to going to Alaska and bringing home my gold.
Right, yeah. I guess in that respect, it could be maybe a little bit bittersweet walking into the museum, seeing the piece on display, and going,
One of Ron's group back in the day found a solid gold 2.5, 3-inch tall statue of the Apostle Paul.
Oh, I
yeah.
remember.
Yeah, and they said it's pretty nice, and it was sold at a pretty decent amount of money and that type of thing. But that's pretty cool. They felt like maybe a priest or somebody had them, and he lost them out there, and he found that's the rarities that you come up with, and it goes into a museum, and everybody appreciates it. But it's
yeah.
Dang it, I don't want to give that up. But you got to.
Right. But at least, you don't want to give it up, but like you said, you have to. And at least if you're going to lose that find, you get compensated. So there is that, I guess.
Well, Tim just reported he is now the sole owner of the second largest gold ingot ever found. So evidently, Tim, you bought out the farmer because he gets half. So that's the second largest gold ingot ever found. And that goes pre-Celt? They think that goes back earlier than Celtic. That's cool. That's very cool.
That is awesome.
Excellent, buddy.
That, yeah. I mean, to see that news real time like that, I mean,
fun.
Sometimes that's one of the nice benefits of doing the show.
The way they do the gold, though, Josh, is by weight.
Right.
You pay, let's say it's 5 grams at $390 US, figure it into pounds. Then you buy the farmer out and it becomes yours totally. It's the way I think. Yep. And he said he wired Mary her half. So that was over on Mary's field. That's pretty cool. And I've been on that. They find a lot of gold on that field. They found that's also a hoard field. Known hoard was all strewn about. They got a lot of Celtic staters over there and other things.
Apparently this wasn't considered part of the hoard.
Evidently not.
Because had it been, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to buy her out. Well, yeah, he wouldn't have had the opportunity to buy her out.
And Alan Landau's hunted that field, and he says lots of Celtic coins. You betcha.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But this trip, we got a
field.
This trip, we got a field that's rather large, very large, and it hasn't been able to be hunted for 11 years because the archaeologists were doing there. They wanted no hunting. And so it hasn't had a lot of attention on it for a long time. Been plowed a lot, deep plowed, that kind of stuff. And this fall we'll be able to get on that.
So what you're saying is it's about to get a lot of attention.
Real lot of attention shortly. So that's all right, Tom. Just send me a check, will you, buddy? You said you're going to pay the late fee next week. Whatever.
Right.
We'll try and do some videoing, and I can put something together and try and upload it on the S&W's
Yeah, up onto the
YouTube.
Facebook page or the Shooters and Prospectors YouTube channel.
The Shooters and Prospectors YouTube, and I'll try to do both. Don't expect a big fancy lead in and all this stuff, and it'll be there. It is. We dug it up. I got it. Now they got it.
On to the next one.
Yep.
Right. They took it away from me. I've got to go find another now.
Right. So we'll get her done.
At least, there again, maybe kind of bittersweet, but we hope that you find something that they take away from you, because then it was good.
There you go.
Hopefully you find some gold that you get to bring home as well.
Something. Well, okay. They actually, on that one field, they said they had a seeded hunt, and there were gold coins in the field, and there are 3 that were never found, and they are logged and identified. You find them, you get to take them home. There's only 3, but this field's huge. I don't know if you'll find them or not.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at the size of these fields. Now, take that into account when you consider the size of the target you're trying to recover.
That is the proverbial pin in a haystack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Tam. Tam just checking in. She's making you pizza sauce.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Canning pizza sauce.
Yeah. Sounds like there's going to be some good eating in the future.
Okay. Tim just came across here. The museum dated it late Roman to early medieval, which is probably Viking, since the Vikings' economy was based on the bullion system, which is right. We should be back on it. Anyway, that's it, buddy. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And congratulations to you, sir, on your new acquisition, I guess we could say.
And hey, Tim, how long ago was it when you found that versus to when you just heard back on it all and all this transpired?
I remember when we had him on the show, there was, I mean, at that point, they were still trying to reach a decision, I think, and it had been some time from the time he had found it to that point, and then, some time now beyond that, where he did finally have new news or a resolution option, basically.
Okay.
I want to say it may have taken a couple, maybe even a few years.
Yeah.
Because that was some time back that he found that.
Yes, it was.
But still, very, very cool. I mean,
very cool. So we get all you guys wound up. You need to check in. There's a lot of trips over there. Save up and get over there, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Tim just reports it took a little over 5 years.
Yeah, that's a long road. That's a long wait.
To mail on her share, which I, neither here. October 2018 is when he found it.
Yep.
Pre-pandemic. My goodness.
Yeah. Of course.
See, I was in 2020 and the pandemic hit. And that shut everything down. Shut it down.
Oh, yeah. Dead stop. And I would say, that's such a unique piece. How many people can say that they have, the second largest chunk of gold like that, the second largest gold ingot ever found over there in their collection? Obviously, only one, but hey, we know that person.
Right. That's cool. So if you ever get the opportunity to go on these, whether it's Alaska or England or whatever, take it. Get on board and go.
Yeah. It may not be in my collection, but at least I can say I know who owns it.
The
There you
finder and the owner.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very cool.
What else we got to talk about? We're getting close to turning into pumpkins here.
Here would be a good question. Tim found that in 2018.
Okay.
What detector did he find that with? And here's another thing that not everybody can say. But who sold him that detector? You know, was that a sale that S&W did?
That's been so long ago. I think he had an 800 at that time, but I don't know if he was using it.
Yeah, we may have to get some clarification from Tim in the chat.
Yeah. And he just said, I forgot about it or something after a while. Yes, it was. And I forgot about it. Jason, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, it has. It has been a while.
I got guys that walk up from me making sales to them 35 years ago. Hey, how you doing? I bought that Mossberg 500 from you. I still got it. Works great. I'm like, okay. Haven't seen them since, but they say the gun's still working or the detector's still working.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a reality dose. Still going. Let's keep it going. Yeah, we gotta keep going. I just absolutely love this hobby, and it's because of the people I meet and get a chat with and go hunting with Tim. Then there's Barb. Everybody else.
Real characters.
Everybody. Yeah. Oh boy.
Authentic characters. And I'll tell you what, too, you know, you get the opportunity in this hobby to meet a lot of different people.
He bought it Big Boy's Hobbies. Shame on him.
Oh, he's off the Christmas card list. You're fired, Tim.
We have to see if he's on it anyway.
Oh, but yeah, you get the opportunity to meet a lot of different people, make a lot of great friends in the hobby, and now with the advent, because you figure back when many of us got into the hobby, there were only magazines. There weren't even forums. It was a rare thing to see a club. You know, those that were lucky enough to be in a club way back when some of us got in, it really was a lucky thing because you could glean from the resources and experience of others. And I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of great people in the hobby, a lot of people that have had, I mean, I've got decades of experience behind me, but I've met people in the hobby that have more experience than that.
Right.
And when you get to meet these people that, you know, they've got 40, 45, 50, maybe even 50 plus years in the hobby for their age.
Yep.
They get around
Yes,
very well.
Yes,
and a big part due to the fact that they do enjoy the hobby so much.
It is what it is. I mean, you hang on to it. Back in the day where it was really a minor niche hobby, you didn't, you know, you really didn't have this exposure as we've talked about. I remember getting I can't remember if it was monthly or every other month, the Kelly Co. newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
And half catalog and then some articles. And it gave you more insight. And I joined up with Ray in the group downtown, and I learned more in about 2 meetings there than I had any other way in reading a few magazines. Learned more how to balance machine, how to get the most out of it, and it all come through. And
oh, yeah. You were among like-minded individuals.
Yeah. And Hugenheimer and Ray Grip and a bunch of others. We learned a lot, and I got to go out with them. I brought them with me to some places, and it was fun. And it's still fun. A lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. And especially in terms of like time spent with Ray Grip, you guys have gotten to have quite a number of adventures over the years.
We went a lot of places. We hunted a lot of places that were wide open to hunt. Just tell them, ask, and they let you go. And now they're turned into trusts and all this stuff. You can't get on them, but we had some good times, and we traveled throughout Missouri and Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, into Minnesota. We found some good stuff. Southeast Wisconsin was phenomenal.
Yeah. And you guys aren't done yet.
No, we still get out. Ian Frank just went out the other day. I didn't get to go. I was busy. And they went over to the hunt, or not the hunt, the meeting at IVHRA. And they got on a spot, but they got a few coins, not much, but they still got out.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's nice just to be able to do that, even if all you're doing is just kind of touching base with old friends, kind of catch up a little bit. Hey, it's been a while since we got together.
Yep.
Things like that.
Right. So,
and if you happen to make that nice find while you're out doing it, hey, that's gravy. That's icing on top of the cake.
Yeah. Years ago, up around Prairie du Chien, we hunted a lot in places up there and did very well.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And that's kind of the thing, I've got quite a bit of experience myself, and I've had the very privileged, I guess you could say, opportunity to hear about some of these adventures from some of the people that have had more time in the hobby than I have. And I mean, to get to hear those stories, you're just like, oh wow, these were the good old days, basically the golden age of detecting, so to speak.
Yeah. Every time
tales
we think about the good old days, it's still good, and our machine proves so much, and they've gotten smarter to get out to other places and how to use things to help us advance and get more stuff. It's amazing the number of finds that are still coming up the way they are.
Yeah. I mean, every year we still see finds show up that we're like, wow, that, how is something like that even still in the ground, the way the hobby has expanded in popularity and everything, and people are just scouring the ground, and we still haven't covered it all. We're still missing stuff, and we're still going to keep finding it.
Fields have been hunted. Some of these fields have been hunted for 20 odd years. They're plowing, and they still have a lot of stuff in them. Some of the fields we work in this area still have a lot of stuff, but they don't get plowed. They'll get a chisel through there, but they won't get the full plow anymore.
Well, and you get the freeze and thaw, the heave.
The heave. So it's good stuff. Well, buddy, I'm going upstairs to have some dessert. How about that?
Ooh, what's on the plate for dessert tonight?
Ice cream.
Ooh, okay. I guess I should have said what's in the bowl.
There you go. That's about
All
it.
right.
No, I took Jill and I went over to Mission Barbecue.
Oh, good barbecue.
Good cue. And they had their black plate special was barbecued shrimp. It was good.
Now that's that's not something that I would think of when I think of barbecue. I'll have to try that sometime.
It's good stuff. Very good. No, Dennis, it's vanilla, chocolate, and fresh strawberries is what that is. So
Ooh,
Jill had just come back in a little bit ago, and I think we're going up and have some ice cream. Sounds good.
yeah. We
Yeah,
better
right.
let you at it.
Yeah, and all of you get out and find something. Tim, get out and do some digging. Illinois Tim, Dennis, everybody get something. Dennis, it was good to see you. Had a good day out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
All right. Well, we will. Who knows? Maybe we'll talk to you before then. If not, we'll see you Wednesday along with Merrill.
yep, we'll be talking Dig Fest up in Chicago and whatever else.
Right. All right. You have a good night, Chuck.
Take care, my good friend, all of you. Have a great week. Be safe out there for me.
All right. Well, there's been some interesting goings ons tonight. Got the news on Tim's ingot, which congratulations once again, Tim. Really, that is cool. That is definitely cool. For everyone else, obviously, don't forget Wednesday we will be talking Digfest one more time. What is that now? I want to say we're just under 30 days out for Digfest, and only just a few spots left. So Wednesday we will have Merrill Kazanjian on of Metal Detecting NYC on YouTube. He will be in attendance at Digfest, and we will, we'll go a little more in depth with that Wednesday. You have to check it out. For those of you that have gotten enough rain that you can get out and dig, or snorkel, I guess, if that's your thing, then have at it. But stay safe. Try not to die. That's the important part. Nobody died. It's a good day. That's all I can say, folks. We're out of here. Have a wonderful evening.
We sure are glad you found us here tonight. Thanks for dropping by and joining in. If you like metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting, or even entertaining discussion, check us out Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite podcast distribution services.